Hey there, welcome to One Take, powered by backers.
Right? No judging.
Yeah.
No judging.
And the millennials are really changing that.
Is charm. No.
All success begins with desire.
I feel like I'm on fire right now.
Hey there, welcome to One Take, powered by backers. I'm Justin Fox. I'm joined here by Rizwan, Rashid. Rizwan, thank you very much for joining me today.
Well, Justin, One Take is awesome thing. And thank you very much for inviting me on your show. It is an honor and a privilege to have an open One Take discussion, sharing with you my perspective.
Perfect. I like your background. I like this sort of like the colors and the flowers and you got you got the tie. I need to set my setup. You got like the blue jacket with the little what do you call it? The little like handkerchief kind of thing.
Yeah.
The pocket square, I guess.
Yeah.
Little do I know, right? But welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me. So obviously, I'll do a quick intro. So Rizwan, award-winning international speaker, certified entrepreneur coach, and TV host. 22 years in the financial industry, corporate experience, basically a lot of experience in sort of the entrepreneurial world and working with professionals throughout your career. So welcome to the show.
Thank you again.
Did I leave anything out there or?
Well, you got it covered, man. In one go, you got it all, and I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's start. I kind of do, I like the choose your own adventure. This is like a kid's book. Let's go choose your own adventure. Do you want to start with where you are today and what you're working on today? Or do you want to kind of go back and tell us sort of what got you to where you are today? Like kind of, from the beginning, the day the doctor slapped your ass, pulling you out of the womb. No, what brought you to today, or choose your own adventure? What would you like to discuss?
Yeah. Well, I have shared my story a lot, but it would be good to know what I stand now, why I choose to do what I do now, because that is the most important one. And my important one part of there, after having ton of education, ton of experience, I was unfulfilled, unsatisfied.
Right.
I feel there was a gap in there. I felt that there was something was missing in it. And every time I wanted to point it out, and Justin, I'm going to ask you a question. Whenever we are not fulfilled, we're not satisfied, we're not looking for it, who do we blame?
I mean, I guess yourself. You blame yourself, or others. I guess traditionally people blame others. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as qualified as you are, but I find,
I would say more qualified. You got a computer science and an MBA. I mean, bachelor of computer science and a MBA. So I'm assuming you're equally, if not, and other certifications in management and leadership. So far more qualified than I am.
So you said it good. So I was kind of, I would say unqualified in my own opinion. So I chose blaming others, blaming environment, blaming circumstances. Why I'm not doing enough? Why I can't reach to a highest level? Why I'm not able to do more than what I thought I can? Right. Like, I have a bachelor degree in computer sciences. I actually started my career in as a computer analyst, and then moved on to when I did my MBA in banking and finance, and then I did a master's in information systems. So I'm like all equipped in financial industry, in management and leadership. But I was saying I'm not able to do what I do best. I'm not able to reach the pinnacles. I'm not able to really make a difference in my life and lives of others. What I've found from the help of coach and mentors, and one of my guru, which I follow and who actually struck the light for me, was Marcus Buckingham. Finding my true strength. And when I started that quest, it took me 4 years to find one of my strengths. But what was holding me back, because I was stuck in mediocrity. I was doing enough, so I'm not failing, but I was not even looking up, that I thought in my mind that my mindset was clogged in, that I can't achieve on the top level because I don't have that guts, qualification, or circumstances in there. So I don't want it to be reach on top. So I don't want it to fall apart. I was right in the middle and I was happy. And
Right.
while mentally I was happy, but I had desire to move forward,
Right.
and that hold me back. So at 20 years, I was stuck in mediocrity. And then about 10 years ago, it just blew my mind that I need to escape mediocrity to achieve excellence. And when
Right.
I started my quest, I'd find that, that zone that I was stuck in. And now I'm in that quest, or on that mission to help other professionals and entrepreneurs how they can escape mediocrity and challenge their comfort zone or status quo so
Right.
they can achieve excellence.
Interesting. So just to clarify, you said Marcus Buckingham. Is that who you were referring to?
Marcus Buckingham, yes.
Buckingham. Interesting. Okay. So I just kind of quickly pulled up the gift of standout. So you talk about this concept of mediocrity, and I think a lot of people fall into that, right? They, and I don't even know if mediocrity or just maybe like it's the laissez-faire. There's a lot of words you can put on it, right? Around just kind of, and I mean, a lot of people are happy with that, right? A lot of people are okay with that, and they get by with that. And I mean, I love my mom and my family and my dad, and we always get into this battle internally about, they're sort of like this, like, why are you trying to do something? The line I joke that they always say is, just go get a real job, right? Like, stop trying to be, this entrepreneur or do this or do that. Can you just go get a job? And that's obviously a difference of opinion on, how we want to, sort of pursue or go about our lives, right? They were more of that, just sticking with mediocrity. So I wonder, my question, I guess, is then, as I think about sort of mediocrity, do most people, are they ambitious? Like, in your opinion, have you found most people have ambition and maybe it's stifled, or is it only a select few that actually have that desire, that ambition to kind of reach beyond?
Mm-hmm. Good question. I believe it was University of Virginia professor who was working on dreams and goals and ambition part of it, a psychologist, and one of the news reporters shows up and said, why do you believe that everybody should have a goal? I mean, talk about 1930. And he said, because it is the maturity of human being to have a clarity of what they wanted to do, achieve in life. Because
right.
in his opinion, as Napoleon Hill talked about Think and Grow Rich, that once we put this in our conscious mind, what we want to achieve, unconscious mind automatically start working in order to get to your dreams. So he said, okay, what do you mean? So he said, okay, let's go out. And it was a big, huge campus. And he says, let's start asking those people, do they have a dream or goal? And they asked during he started a new research, and they actually interviewed over 5,000 people.
Right.
How many people do you think they said, I have a dream?
And this was 1930, you said, right? So
correct.
Quite a long, so almost 100 years ago, 90 years ago. Aside from, not many, I would say. I think, probably very few, maybe. I don't know. Or all? Is this a trick question? I wonder what people in 1930 were thinking. I would think they would all have sort of a dream, if you put it that way. I don't know if they necessarily had goals.
Good, exactly. So 80% of people say, I wish.
Not even a dream.
I wish.
I wish I had this, that, or the other, right?
So wish is a weak prayer. It's not a goal. It's not a dream. It's not the ambition. It's just a weak prayer that, something just fall in my lap, nothing else.
And that's kind of the mindset back then. Would have been like, I wish I had the picket fence, the white picket fence, or I wish I had the, better this, that, or the other. I wish I was, wealthy or whatever.
So 80% of the people, I'm going to cut to the chase. 80% people don't have the dream. About 7% said, I have a dream. So I asked them, okay, what is the dream? So I couldn't tell her what it is, the dream. I'm like, we're mumbling and jumbling. We're not clear. So about 5% said, yes, I have a dream and here it is written for it.
Right.
So we come down to the calculation. So they say about 98% of the people don't know the dream, or ambiguous or not clear. Only 2% in the world people have a dream written on it and do daily achievement towards it.
Right.
And these are the people we see them in the news. These are the people we see in the entrepreneurship. Think of the 7 billion people. If you times to 2%, that would be what, 140 million people? That is the people you see.
I'd have to get a calculator, but yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, 100 million
140 million people.
Yeah.
Those are the people you see all around the world, or in somewhat wherever they want to achieve. And those are the people I truly believe are aligned to their mission and vision and goal. And this is where, once you have a clarity in your goal and vision, this is when you escape mediocrity, because you see the green land on the other side of it. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. So no matter what struggles, obstacles, change of environment, or change of dynamics happen, you keep going, because this is your goal and you have the clear mind. And as you said, your mom and your relative or friends were saying, like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
This is a great I say indicator that you're doing something amazing. Why? Because people have to say you are crazy,
right?
Unless they see you there.
I get told that a lot. Over the years, I've heard that a lot. So okay, so that's interesting. 1930, 2% had sort of clarity of kind of, what their goals were. Majority of people had the kind of wish. I think, like, do you have sort of a more recent numbers? Like, would it be sort of along those same lines today, like in 2020?
Oh yeah. Quite frankly, I did my own lot of research, because I'm going to share you a recent one where I have interviewed over 700 students now at Western University in London, and Toronto, York University, and one of the university in Hamilton, but I don't want to name them because they asked me. I don't want to name them because they asked me not to. Yeah. So in undergrad, mostly undergrad students I have interviewed and asked them, why are you doing this course? Over 85% of the people said, I don't know.
Any course, like not any specific course, just
medical,
whatever they're doing,
sciences, law, whatever they're doing it. I said, why are you doing it? Because, and I'm talking about the people in 20s, these people should have a clarity in it. So I'm kind of bummed out. I mean, forget about the people in X generation and Y. I'm talking about Z generation who should have clarity, because we've been talking about it. There's like books and courses and so much material in there. These should have that clarity with the wealth of information and knowledge around them. They should have that clarity. And these people who are spent already 4 years in universities and incur a whole lot of debt, they still are unclear.
It's interesting. So let's actually, maybe we can try and unpack this, because the one question, or the question that pops in my mind is, so you said, they should, right? So I mean, I've always been kind of against the word should, right? Like should to me is like the I don't know how many letters is an SHOULD. It's like 6. The 6-letter word that you don't want to say. It's the S word, right? Like, I should do, there's nothing I should do, right? I can do, I need to do, I want to do. I think should is one of those things. So I look at that, like, I guess the question I have is, like, why do you think they don't, right? Because I'm looking at myself, early 40s, I would be classified as Zennial, kind of like X and Y, kind of late X, early Y. I had no clue what I wanted to do in university. I didn't even know if I needed to go to university. I debated even going back. We had OACs when I was sort of like a grade 13, sort of like go to university or go to college, or sort of like, and I literally didn't know. I just like picked, I like sports, I'm gonna do phys ed, right? It was like literally didn't know. So I don't blame the youth today. I agree there is definitely a lot more access to information, but why do you think they're not kind of connecting, I guess, is the question.
Yeah. So this is one of the course I actually do is self-discovery, where I kind of go through there. But I'm going to ask you this, Nick. Justin, tell me why you were not clear. Just if you go back in the memory lane, why you were not clear. You of course you knew so many different professions.
Well, this is the thing. I didn't.
Colleges.
I didn't. I think that was, so this is where I'm not putting blame on others. I think in my day, I believe there was very little information available that would kind of give you, or guidance. I mean, yeah, maybe there was a guidance counselor, but who actually sat down with them and kind of went through things. And if you don't have it from sort of your parents with sort of like a direction that's being given to you, which is also can be, troublesome as well. If there's like a, you have to do this and then you kind of veer off that path, there can be a bit of a rift there. But I feel like there was, very little kind of guidance, right? And as a teenager, I had very little ambition. I mean, truthfully, I had very little ambition to really seek out guidance, right? I think only the top
so
would
I'm
do
going to
so.
answer. So I'm going to give you a two-prong answer. One is my own daughter, my daughter Nishra, who is actually in Western University now. Back in the days, because I suffered the same one. As I mentioned, there was no clarity, there was no guidance, or no options, no information. So I had that exactly same. So I wanted to provide her the answer. But here's one thing, that whatever you pick, it's okay. You have to pick one, because you can't keep driving on the road without having a destination in this. And you only need to know this much. And I'll explain to you. So my daughter, as a growing up child, in school, who they want to be first? Teacher, firefighter, police officer, whatever they see in their class, they want to be that, right? So that was there. But I wanted to go back into her strength. And I said, I know how to dug out the strength. I'm going to ask her to do what is her strength. So I kind of work on her way. I'm talking about the girl who is 5 years old. By 10 years old, she had a clear idea that I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Okay.
At 10 years, whoever asked her, what do you want to be? She said, marine biologist. And based on her strength, because she loved animals, and she had a special kind of a, bond with animals, and especially the underwater animals. So she was like so inclined with that. Along with that, she moved on. She still loved animals, but she wanted to make more impact in human life, and more particularly in mom's life. So she is actually going to be in medical sciences, working with the pregnant woman. So this is where she is. She knew there. And I'm going to share you why. Because when you drive from Toronto to Windsor, we know the path, but we can't see it. We know the Windsor is my destination, but we can't see it. We only see it about a mile or 2 miles ahead of us. And with that mind in there, once we cross that mile, we'll see another mile. So we start driving, and we eventually get from Toronto to Windsor. That's all the mission and the goal and vision works. All we have to do is set a destination, and that will happen throughout the way. On the flip side of it, the other prong is, right now it's too much information, and then our decision dilemma comes in. The German professor, psychologist, has a huge research on it. They're saying right now we have a decision dilemma. We have so much information that our mind cannot decide what is best for me. And this is where most of our Gen Z and late Gen Y are stuck with it, who have too many options to act on it. And this is where they part of there. So
sort of like paralysis by analysis, right?
Yes, analysis paralysis.
Yeah, exactly.
This is exactly. So the people who are start over there, I give them just a simple thing. pick one. I want to be a doctor, I wanted to be IT guy, I wanted to be a painter, I want to be a writer, whatever case may be. Start that, and along the way you figure out, no, not a writer, I'm an actor. You will figure it out, but you have to have one in your mind, and then you change it. Similarly, like, you go to let's say, you are going to, again, I'm talking about Toronto to Windsor, you're going to have a special meal there. Somebody told you there's a special meal there, and you start driving there. On the way in Cambridge, you stop over there and you said, oh, there's another restaurant here, I can try that. And if you love that, you're going to have a meal there. You don't have to drive all the way to Windsor. You're going to have there. But instead, if you don't want to stop it, you went to Windsor and you try that and you still didn't like it, you're going to go to another restaurant and another one. So it means you had a destination, but you will figure out a way after that. That's how the human works.
Yeah, definitely. So it's sort of like the ability to pivot.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, definitely. It's the ability, as I said, the ability to pivot. I think there's a bit of a time. There's a bit of a time delay in our video here, but that's okay. So people are pivoting, and they're going in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So walk me through, like, if you're asking that I like the way you said with your daughter, kind of pulling out the strengths and kind of seeing what they like, what they don't like, where they maybe would be stronger. What's a good way, maybe as a parent? I mean, I have two young boys. They're still very young, 4 and 7, but we have to start those conversations now, to sort of give them that guidance. What do you think are some ways that you can, as a parent, maybe, or as society, or people you're talking to that are maybe already further along, kind of in school, what are some ways that you can kind of start to understand your strengths or maybe your desires, and to pick one? Like, what are some strategies they can use?
Yeah, that's the most common question I've been asked in all the interviews, all the summits. How to find my strength? And believe me, it's not an easy question to answer, but I'm going to give you an easy formula, especially for the children. Use the word sign, SIGN.
Okay.
S stand for success. Find out your child having success, what they are doing. So if they are playing a baseball, they are actually having success. They are, like, having like some out of the field, or they are writer. They have written a home assignment, and teacher like gone way out of the way, or you can see it that this is like amazing. This is the success they are seeing in 1 to 3 months in the past. So you see there's a success in there. I stand for intrinsic. Is this something they are like by heart connected to? Not something like somebody tell them to do it, but they are like, they want to do it. They want to do assignment. Like my daughter is like intrinsically motivated in writing. Like she loves in it. So I see that because she has that like naturally inclination in there. So all you need is a little nudge, right? And then G stand for growth. Growth is, even at that child, you can see that they are growing. Whatever they're doing a month, 3 months before, whatever they wrote an essay, now they're actually refining even better. They're playing baseball in the past. They only did 1 home run. Now they did 3. So whatever they are seeing a growth in it. And N stand for needs. Need analysis is done by professionals and entrepreneurs typically, but as a child, you may not looking at the need analysis at this point, because let's say they want to play basketball, and you see that is this a need of circumstances? Are there teams out there who I can attend to? So as a parent, you create that need. You're going to put them into those leagues or get them the opportunity, so that need analysis jumps into the play. So if you follow just a sign formula, you're going to find that their strength, and then without them knowing, you're going to help them refine that strength, because the strength is, everyone has, just like DNA, everybody has a special strength, special formula in their head. All we need is to refine it and put it into practice. Whoever that strength is, whatever the strength is, we need to put this into practice, and then you find people will move forward. Whoever put the 10,000, and I'm sure you have heard this
Yeah.
10,000 hours. If you put that 10,000 hours before they get to the age 18 into this specific field, you're going to see these people will be, you don't have to recognize them. You don't have to push them. You will see the whole world will be revolving around it because they know this is an expert right there.
Interesting. Very interesting. So I like that sign. So, identifying their strengths, sort of their intrinsic, intrinsic strengths. So strengths they have intrinsically, what they're motivated by, things that they're growing. You can see some early growth with, right, which is sort of tied to the strength, and then develop sort of a need around it. And then interesting. Very interesting. I've never actually heard that before. So that's an interesting. So for everyone else watching, if you're trying to identify either your strengths, your kids' strengths, trying to figure out what you need to do, pick something, right? Start working towards it, and then you can obviously pivot or kind of make changes along the way on the path if you see other opportunities. Interesting. Well, Rizwan, I really appreciate you joining me. Great conversation. Where can people find you? Obviously on LinkedIn, Rizwan, Rashid. Where else can they find you? Where's your course being taught? Where can they find you?
Yeah. So right now I am the part in Worldwide Success Academy, as well as the Canadian Training Academy, where we have coaching and counseling. I work one-on-one with the entrepreneurs and professionals under Gravitas thing. But if you want to find me on social media, Coach Rizwan on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, you'll be able to find what I really working on, and this is I'm going to leave with your audience with, that I actually found that especially in entrepreneurs, their story has to be told. Their story need to be out there, because no one will like you, trust you, unless they know you. So how do they know you? You tell them what is your story behind turning your passion into profession. So I started working about 2 years ago with most of the entrepreneurs in making sure their story is very clear, why they are doing what they are doing. So before they shake hand in another networking meeting and Zoom, they are actually clear on what they are doing.
Right.
So I started with creating the story, and the last step was, okay, how do I put that story out there? So I started a media and I started a TV show, which becomes very, very popular, is an Outlier show. So if you search in on Outlier show, on Rogers TV, on Canada One TV, I highlight the stories of the entrepreneurs who are doing something out of the ordinary. And we help them get to the millions reach, so their story can be heard across the world. So the people who can be serviced by their product and services will be able to attract them. Because if you have a special gift and you are ready to, because entrepreneurs is the one who put their blood, sweat, and money on the line because they believe in that product.
Right.
So if you believe in it, others people will be needing it. So how about reaching them, and the people will be able to reach out. So that is, I'm going to leave with them how they can reach me, Coach Rizwan. And predominantly, I work with the entrepreneurs and professionals getting their story out by using one of my show, which is called Outlier Show.
Outliers. And you said it's on Rogers, or where is it?
It's on Rogers TV as well as on Canada One TV.
Canada One. Perfect. So we should talk about that. Awesome. Well, I'm going to end one last word. So last question is one word, one piece of advice you would give to somebody starting out, a younger Rizwan. What's one word that you would give to that as piece of advice?
Find your strength and act on them.
All right. Find your strength and act on them. So that's the S in sign, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Rizwan, thank you. Thank you very much for joining me here.
Thank you for inviting me. And ACT is action, contagious, tenacity. This is where you're going to find that one. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Again, appreciate for having me there. It was an honor and privilege, and I'm sure somebody's going to leave me, and I know we're going to help somebody escape mediocrity, so they're going to achieve excellence.
Awesome. Well, everyone else, this is One Take, powered by Backers. I'm Justin Fox. Rizwan, Rashid, thank you very much. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Hey there, welcome to One Take, powered by backers.
No judging.
Yeah.
No judging.
And the millennials are really changing that.
Is charm. No.
All success begins with desire.
I feel like I'm on fire right now.